Governor Uzodinma gave Muslims 2.1 billion naira to go to Mecca. This is causing outrage. The PDP has slammed the governor, and we are seeing some Igbos are saying, how can you be giving Muslims in a Christian state, Imo state, 2.1 billion naira for Hajj? And we've not seen any other Kano governor, Kasa governor give Christians money to go to Jerusalem. What do you have to say? It's a controversy in Igbo land. Why do you that the Igbo governors, or some of them, seems to be sending people now to Mecca in recent days? But if you are watching for the first time, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, on notifications, drop a comment, click the like button, and also share this video to others. Biafran evangelist, what do you have to say about this lovely morning?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching us from. I remember humble self, the only Biafran evangelist, Benjamin Johnson, is a snatching. It is very, very outrageous. And it is very, very, in fact, unconcord. Very, very bad. It is, in fact, I don't know. You see, this kind of news doesn't supposed to be in existence. How can 2-point-something billion be pulled out of the Imo State government house? The money that they're supposed to use, ever since you entered that kingdom, or should I use, yes, the kingdom, the government house, as a governor. Tell me one Igbo man indigent from Imo State that you pull out 2-point-something billion and give to help his life. Go to Imo State, you will see people, not just poverty, but they are mostly wretched. Come to Lagos State. You see Imo guys that are begging on this, doing for kaya, carrying load up and down, they are from Imo State. Many of them are Imo State city indigents. And who Uzodinma is carrying money and is giving it to Fulanis that are coming to take the life of the people that is supposed to protect. Uzodinma, that means you are sponsoring terrorism in Imo State. Because it was as a result of the money by which Joe Biden gave to Hamas that made Hamas to trigger, to fight October 7 against the Israel. Now tell me, my brother, I've been saying this thing, that Nigerian politicians should be held seriously accountable for the killings, of what has been going on in Nigeria and have been going on in the whole Southeast. Because these people you are seeing, how are they seeing this money to buy gun and bullets? Who are the people sponsoring it? With what has happened now, it shows to me that Uzodinma, likewise other politicians, are the ones sponsoring them. They are the ones doing what? Sponsoring these people, giving them the money to buy AK-49 and to buy bullets and use it to come back to Imo State and buy people anyhow. And vandalize and set people's home ablaze. Are you hearing me? Uzodinma, how did he make this money? You pull it from the state purse. Is it from your pocket? You pull it from the state purse and you use it to sponsor terrorism. And you see tag and ask Nnamdi Kanu, you charge him as a terrorist. And the same Nigerian government will come and call someone else a terrorist. But Uzodinma is pulling 2.1 billion to give to Boko Haram.
No, they are not Boko Haram. They call them Muslim Boko Haram. I'm a Muslim, you understand?
They give them to all of them. They are all the same. There is no difference between the Fulani, Boko. They are all Fulanis now. Is it not the Fulanis?
They are not. They are Igbo Muslims. They are Yoruba Muslims too. They are other Muslims.
My brother, who did they give it to? Did they give it to Igbo Muslim? That is the question. Did they give it to Igbo Muslim? Do we actually have Igbo Muslim? No, I want to know. Or are you telling me that those elements being purchased with the money to answer Ismaila or Islailu. These people that they have been paid money.
But don't forget that the chief imam or chief imam of the Awiyata Mosque is an Igbo man.
That is what I'm saying. They paid Islailu and those that are running illegal business for their illegality to be allowed to continue. These are the people that accept Islam so that they can continue carrying out their illegal activities in this country. Because if your way is pure and you are not, Islam, you will be checkmated. And for you not to be checkmated, what do you have to do? You join them. There is a saying that if you cannot beat them, you do what? You join them. That is what Elias has done. A man, Ikechukwu, from Enugu State, who happened to be the chief imam. Is it today that we are having a imam in Nigeria? Why is it that it's only in Bola Ahmed Tinubu regime, this tenor, that we are beginning to have Elias as the chief imam? We are beginning to have the chief imam as Elias in Abuja. Now, and I ask a question again. This Elias, can Elias speak to Fulanis and Fulanis will obey him? Now, the Fulanis take instruction from Elias.
Now, let's go to this angle, Pastor. Have you seen a northern governor? I'm talking about a northern governor who, for example, from Katsina or Kano State, who is giving Christians money to go to Jerusalem. Have you seen it before?
I am yet to hear, not to talk of sin. I am yet to do what? To hear, not talk more of sin. That is to tell you how immensely these people have sold their brother up, and they have sold their life, they have sold their spirit and body to the Fulanis. Are you hearing me? They have sold their dignity and they have sold their pride. They have sold even the freedom of their unborn generation because of a pot of meat, counted meat inside the plates that they will eat and finish without remaining, and they will leave the plates empty, and their generation will come and suffer for it. They have never, because in Imo State we have many of the Imo indigenes that are, do you know how much Imo State produce as a graduate every year? I'm asking. Do you know how many people Imo State produces in a year? Go and check them. How many of them has Uzodinma made provisions of job so that after school they will get a job? But they have this kind of money to spend to give the Fulanis, the Muslim, for going to Mecca or Jah, whatsoever they call it. Why can't you use that money and build a firm or a company whereby all these our children, as soon as they graduate from school, they come out from school, they will do what? They will be given job opportunity. Do you know if you should invest it in business in the life of these people? Do you know that this thing will have a long way to play in their life?
We saw your state governor, governor, also gave the Muslims 500 million to go to Mecca. What is the problem? What is wrong?
That is what I am saying. All of them are pointing and channeling the money, Mecca, Mecca, Mecca. And what is that? That is about this Mecca of a thing. Because I don't really understand what is about, what is happening in that Mecca, what is going on in that Mecca. That all of them are taking the money that they're supposed to spend for the development of their state, where they are ruling, where they come from, of which they have indigenous, they have people that come from there that are not poor but wretched, which they're supposed to share that money to them in the next 3, 6, 1 year. You will see those wretched, those poor people will become useful, become useful to themselves and to their family and to the society. But they are not thinking like that, and they are not doing that. Rather, they give this money to people that will use that money in mechanism of taking lives and property of the people who sponsor them. Because if you believe you are saved, by the time they finish those people you call the commoners in the street, who pose of them, they will come after you. The same people you give money will come after. What happened to Gowon today. The people he fought for, he defended, are the ones that chased him out of his father's land. Now, as I speak to you, Gowon is no longer in Plateau State. The same people Buhari sponsored, defended, sacrificed for, the same people have chased Buhari out of Katsina to Kaduna. From Kaduna now, I don't run, go London. They are no longer in Nigeria. But look at somebody like Baba himself. Obasanjo is still living in Ota. You understand me? So all these things, I want to use this opportunity to tell all these Igbo so-called governors, those Fulani Igbo imposed governors, that should give themselves brain. This money that
is making mockery of the entire Igbos. Go take it from me. As of when Mazen Amdekano started this agitation, remember that it is only 10% of Igbos that supported the agitation. But as time goes on, many Igbo now started the marginalization. Many Igbo now see that they are not part of Nigeria, that Nigeria have not integrated them to be part of Nigeria, as Gowon have said after the Biafra war, that no victor, no vanquish. Ever since then, Igbos are not allowed to come close to the corridors of power. And you can see many Igbos in number have joined the struggle of Mazen Amdekano. As I speak to you today, 95% of Igbos are ready to go to live in Nigeria. Why? Because since Obasanjo, the first democracy president in Nigeria after 8 years. After 8 years of power, he left power, he handed over to Yar'Adua. Yar'Adua from the north, with they give it to Yar'Adua. Yar'Adua could not allow Yar'Adua to finish his tenure. Jonathan finished his tenure, and they moved back the power back to the north for Buhari, which President Bola Ahmed Tinubu bring Fulani president, which is Fulani. I keep saying it that Buhari was never a president of Nigeria, was a president of Fulani, and you can see the atrocity Buhari did in his 8 years. Now it is good, it is fair that if you feel that Igbos are part of Nigeria, 2023 election supposed to be the turn of Igbo. Allow the Igbo to rule. That's why we are saying, may the soul, gentle soul of I Adebanjo continue resting in peace. He was the only statement in the Southwest here who said that Igbos, if you want Igbos that they are part of Nigeria, allow them to be a president in 2023. But some people look into the eyes and put it on his face, and he said he doesn't know what he's doing. Today we can see the reality. So Mazen Amdekano is fully right to agitate for Biafra, to say let my people go. So on May 30 should be declared to honor those people who have lose their lives. Don't forget that the trial of Mazen Amdekano is still on in the court. So many evidence has been, oh, yes, I say, why do you form ESM? Why do you form Radio Biafra? Why will you not form Radio Biafra? Why do you form Radio Biafra? Radio Biafra was registered in Nigeria, was registered in UK. It was not illegal something. He formed me to communicate with his people. Since the saboteur governor of the South refused to do the needful, to put where this Fulani headmen belong, they allow them to move freely. What does Mazen Amdekano have to do? He didn't for the South. The same thing that Sunday Igboho did in the Southwest here, where he stood up and he fought for the Southwest by confronting these Fulani headmen to put them to where they belong. And that's exactly what Mazen Amdekano. That's why we are saying that Mazen Amdekano, by the grace of God, Justice Omotoso, do the needful. We want to celebrate Mazen Amdekano with May 30, the Biafra freedom in Biafra land. That's what we're saying.
Now we are looking at the fact that an Igbo man has said, he's an Igbo man, he's a chief. He said that Biafra cannot come again, not that because Igbos don't want, but because Igbos have invested in all parts of Nigeria. So it will be foolishness for the Igbos to leave Nigeria. That the Igbos should forget Biafra. This man is an Igbo man, he's a chief. What do you have to say about that?
Any Igbo man who tell you that forget about Biafra, that Biafra cannot come because of the investment, I have to tell you that the person should be scrutinized. He might not be evil. Don't forget that during the war of Biafra, many soldiers pregnated many Igbo women. And so some of them might be Fulani, they are not full Igbo. They are just naming Igbo. And let me tell you what you don't know about Igbo. If you pregnated an Igbo woman, right? Are you hearing me? As a man, you pregnated Igbo woman, you have not paid the birth price. It's as much as that person is not your father. They will go and give that, they will go and tell you that you will be bearing your mother's family names. That's how people do their tradition. So go and tell that chief very well. That chief is totally good. It could be maybe Fulani so that they are the one that pregnanted the mother. Because they did not do the needful, he started appearing but the blood of Fulani still running him. And that's why he said that. A man who is saying that, oh, because of people have invested so far in Nigeria, they can't leave Nigeria. After the Biafra war, where everything was destroyed, people still come back and dominate Nigeria. Is people not the richest tribe in Nigeria right now to speak? Is people not dominating in Africa? What nonsense are you saying? It's nonsense. So for me, those kind of people, their work will not be taken serious because they are not fully Igbo.
So you are saying that that chief is not an Igbo,
Yes,
is not an Igbo man.
Yes.
Okay then, how about the Igbo governors? Look at Soludo. When Namikano was in court, President Bola came to Anambra State. And many Igbos are saying that this is a slap on Biafrans. Our son is in court. You don't even ask President to release him. You are showing him some projects. What do you have to say about people like Chukuma Soludo of Anambra State?
No, I'm saying this time number that Soludo, hopefully, they are saboteurs some people. They are just fighting for their personal interest. They are imposters. Yes, from Fulani who want to take over Nigeria by all costs. And that's who they are. That's Soludo is doing all this thing. Let him go and ask Rocha Sokorota today. Rocha Sokorota did everything. Rocha Sokorota was the founding father of APC. Rocha Sokorota betrayed the Igbos because of APC. Where's Rocha Sokorota today? Is APC talking about Rocha Sokorota? I have to tell you that anything that had the beginning have an end. Look at Uzodinma. He's trying to make peace with Biafrans now because he knows that his days are numbered. He's almost leaving seat of power. And he's doing all the possible, oh, I'm a good person. He's not a good person. So Uzodinma is making Bola Tinubu because he wants to get another 4 years. But whether 4 years or no 4 years, Uzodinma Soludo will also leave and go. And history will be right against Uzodinma and Soludo. So for me, they are saboteurs. Even the Igbos, they know that the only leader they have in South is Muslim N2.1.
We've seen many former Igbo governors, after they left their office, they are still around Igbo land. Even Peter Obi is still walking up and down Anambra. Do you see that people like Uzodinma, after they leave office, they will have that courage to be walking up and down the streets of Imo State?
He did not. Even when Uzodinma is a governor, now Uzodinma cannot walk more in Imo State. Uzodinma stay more in Abuja than the US stay in Imo State. Go and ask any indigenous people, they will confirm that to you. So for me, the good
Muhammadu Buhari, the same person who kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu, now waiting pursue you come up for Katsina. The same thing wey pursue you come up for Katsina, pursue you go to Kaduna. The same thing wey pursue you from Katsina to Kaduna, don't pursue you from Kaduna to London. Wetin una dey go find there? Make una tell us the koko. Una never see anything. Una generation go pay. Una generation. Whatsoever a man sow, he must repeat. Go on, you go reap, and this one way you are saying that you regretted of fighting the war, of fighting the Igbos. You say you know if you no fight, that one is just a preamble. You go there alive like this. More koboko. The God Almighty, the God of the Biafran, the God of Igbos, go flog you and flog your generation. You the Katsina man, Buhari, una koboko they come. Na generational koboko.
Biafran evangelists, let's look at what happened in Anambra State. The day that Namikano was in court, Bola Tinubu was in Anambra State, and he was even given a chief justice title. But people are saying that this chief justice title is an insult on the Igbos. The day that Namikano is in court, and it's an insult on Biafrans. You agree that Soludo shouldn't have invited Tinubu in the first place?
Let me tell you. Yes, it is a very huge and a big insult to the personalities of the Igbos. But the problem is not Bola Tinubu, but the problem is the so-called Fulani imposed Igbo leaders. They are the problem of the Igbos. I could remember, was in last year, they said they want to release Nnamdi Kanu. Who opposed them stated, and he went to Bola and said, do not free him until election be conducted and finished in Imo State. I will not forget it. November 11. And everybody was believing it that after the election in Imo State, that Nnamdi Kanu will be free. After Hope Uzodinma succeeded, what did he do? He engineered and championed the cabinet of not releasing Nnamdi Kanu. Soludo has done his own by bringing an insult, bringing an impunity in Igbo, on Igbo face. But I'm happy that, do you know what he did? That action, he want to use it to provoke the Igbos for them. If they can react, they will say, so we talk them. They are terrorists. But God gave us the people the wisdom to come down and watch him, to fool himself to the fullness, and which he did as fooled himself. I don't portion any blame on Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but I portion blame to Soludo, the one that the IPOB stood for, and make sure out of 21 local governments that make up Anambra State, do you know that Soludo conquer 19 to 20 of it?
But somebody asking again, now we see former Igbo governors, people like Peter Obi, they are working free in Igbo land. There are many others that can work free. That if, for example, Uzodinma say no hands, you see him still working free on the streets of Imo State. Do you think that the Igbos are forgiving Uzodinma? Or do you think that the Igbos will accept him back as their own son?
My brother, the evil that men did live with them. With what hope has already committed, we continue to hunt after him. The Bible said in the book of Psalm 34, it said, no wicked will go unpunished, and no peace for the wicked. Are you hearing me? No peace for the wicked. Whether the people hunt after hope or not, the evil hope has committed will continue to hunt after hope. So hope can never walk freely, because he will not have peace. And saying whether forgiveness or no forgiveness, we are not forgiving him. And we can never forgive him, because he has committed a lot of the life of the people, Ikoso and co, and likeness of them, that hope Uzodinma, took. Will he return them back? If he can return them back, no problem. But if he cannot return them back, he should forget about forgiveness. And he can never. And that is why you see hope Uzodinma coming out, indirectly now, a kind of making a way to apologize. The other day he say that the IPOB, that the IPOB are not the one responsible for what have been happening in Igbo land. Then who are they? Who did? That means there are people, and you know it. Instead of you to stand and to stand as at that time, you are part of the people who partner to carry that allegation upon the head of the IPOB.